I think so. We are live. So, good evening, everyone. How are you all doing? My name is Pragati Priyam, and I welcome you all to the ninth session of Global ManTech Summit 2021, organized by student organization Spasmodic under the aegis of Division of Student Welfare, lovely professional university. A leader is the one who knows the way, who shows the way, and goes the way. Ladies and gentlemen, in this session today, we are going to talk about the leadership in the time of crisis like COVID 19. And for the same, we have today our guest, Director, Business Development, Education and Government, Microsoft, Mr. Sudhir Aggawal. Thank you so much, sir, for joining with us all in lovely professional university. The mic and the audience are all yours.
Thanks, Pragati. I hope I can be heard.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
So, good evening, one and all. I must thank your team to find me and give me this opportunity to engage with all of you. I think it's a wonderful uh, pleasure for me to get this opportunity to speak to each one of you. So, thank you very much, team, for reaching out to me and giving me an opportunity to speak. Now, today I think we are trying to talk on leadership in the times of crisis. If you really look at it, even independent of COVID, I think today we are living in the world of disruption. And most of the disruptions are happening technology driven. They are technology led disruptions which are being caused all over. And since so many newer opportunities are coming, newer avenues are coming, I think the world is full of distraction. So on one hand, we are living in the world of disruption. On the other hand, we have so much of distraction that it is difficult to focus. It is difficult to you know think of what one should be doing at a given point of time. So in that context, in that scenario, I think it becomes still interesting to look at some of the leadership aspects. And when it is compounded by COVID, so what has COVID cost? COVID has actually caused damage to the whole economy, to the whole system. It has cost, no debate, no doubt about it. However, it has also taken away, a lot of opportunities from people. So all kind of disruption all around us, like people sitting at home 24 hours for a weeks, months together. That itself is quite a challenge. Is sickening. Is causes a lot of insecurity among the people. Causes a lot of frustration in the life. Possibly at some places it may also be disrupting our relationships, either because of too much of meeting and because of not meeting. So all these kind of challenges when they are happening to us, what is that one thing which can keep us going? What is that one thing that it can still keep us motivated, it can keep us alive? And that one thing to me is mindset. uh, I'm very, very clear, in today's world the only thing under your control is your mindset. And my friends, let me share with you, for last almost 15 years I am able to maintain a phrase, I am better than yesterday. So when I was with Oracle, somehow I picked up this concept of, I'm better than yesterday. And for last 1.5 decade, safely I am able to maintain that. And most time when I say I'm better than yesterday, I can safely say 75% people do ask me, hey, what happened yesterday? Because people don't relate. People think, oh, something must have happened yesterday. That's the reason this person is better than yesterday. And then, I explain them. In today's time, you may be so happy, so delighted, you're on the top of the world. But one phone call One email can mess with your happiness, with your delight. It can bring you doom. You may be in the worst of your times, and one piece of information, one piece of news can put you apart. So, the point I'm trying to make, friends, whether it is the high time, it's a low time, they're all temporary. They all come and go. The only thing which can make you sail through these situations is your mindset. Your mindset and positivity in your mind. These two things, if you look at it, basically mindset compounded with positivity. I think that is one thing for each of our, youngsters, especially more so youngsters who gets. We have seen the time when we were there. I think the word frustration, the word I'm upset, the word that I'm depressed, they were hardly heard. But these days they are most often word. Oh, the person is under depression. उसका breakout हो गया जी. अजी उसके वो marks नहीं आए, उसका internship नहीं लगा जी, उसकी job चली गई जी. I hope everybody is okay if I am using English in my conversation. You don't have students who only follow English.
No, so we are totally fine with English. It's
हाँ,
totally
because
fine.
English is not, these days to me is a official language. तो आज इतने मतलब छोटी छोटी बातों को लेके ना हम इतने अपसेट हो जाते हैं. And then they become, we create our own pressures. We create our own pressures and get dragged into that. So, but if you learn the art and science of keeping your positive mindset, trust me, friends, half your battle is won. Very safely, half battle is won. Because anything and everything, what comes your way, it's your positive mindset. You can just sail through the situation. Now, since because we have a paucity of time, we have a limited time. The yet another thing, if we want to be, leader, so your mindset should put you into a leadership mindset. And how to emerge as a leader, everybody must focus this, on some of the horizontal aspect of the life and certain vertical aspect of the life. So horizontal, when I say whether it is a soft skill, whether it's your professional skill, whether it's your technical skill, whether it's your business skill, in today's time more so, it is very important to have exposure to the horizontal skill sets and a combination of vertical, because you also have to achieve certain level of specialization where one specializes. So to give you an example, all of us must have heard industry 4.0, emerging technologies. Now it may be very important to know what industry 4.0 means, what does it bring to the table, and you know what all the technologies fall under this and some of their use cases. तो जिसको बोलते हैं मोटा मोटा वो हमें पता होना चाहिए, and then we may specialize in one or two areas. Now somebody might say कि based on interest कि भाई मेरा इंटरेस्ट तो AR VR में है तो I would specialize on that. Somebody might say I will focus on cloud, somebody might say I will focus on blockchain. That's okay, but I think it is important to have appreciation. Like today, if in the country we have new education policy, we have new agriculture policy, we may be having a new rail policy. So it is important to have a neck of it. पता होना चाहिए कि देश में क्या हो रहा है, हमारे आसपास क्या हो रहा है, क्योंकि हम डायरेक्टली या इनडायरेक्टली कहीं ना कहीं जुड़े रहते हैं. और बेस्ड ऑन योर इंटरेस्ट, बेस्ड ऑन योर फोकस, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि 100% सब चीज़ों को पता होना चाहिए, लेकिन सम ऑफ द ग्लोबल अफेयर, सम ऑफ द इंडिया, अब सपोज साउथ कोरिया नॉर्थ कोरिया में क्या हो रहा है उससे हमको कोई इतना लेना देना नहीं है, मान लिया. लेकिन इंडिया, यूएस, चाइना, जापान, सम ऑफ दिस थिंग्स, what is happening globally, how India is shaping, because there was a time, like मैं दोस्तों आपको बताऊं 15-20 साल पहले तक शायद हिंदुस्तान की कोई बात ही नहीं करता था. हिंदुस्तान की क्या सोच है उस पर किसी को मतलब नहीं था. आज की तारीख में अगर आप देखें तो वर्ल्ड लुक्स एट इंडिया, व्हाट इंडिया हैज अ पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, व्हाट इंडिया हैज टू से. तो थोड़ा जो अपने इंडिया कंट्री लेवल मैटर हैं, ग्लोबल मैटर हैं, आपके सोशल सॉफ्ट एरियाज हैं, सोशल एरियाज हैं, इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू ऑलवेज Keep focus on horizontal and vertical skill sets. While doing that, also start focusing on yourself. What legacy I can leave behind, what legacy I can create, and what legacy I can leave behind. और वो लेगेसी ऐसा नहीं है कि महात्मा गांधी होते हैं सिर्फ वही लेगेसी क्रिएट करते हैं वही छोड़ के जाते हैं, ऐसा नहीं होता है। या पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज ही बनाती हैं और छोड़ के जाती हैं, या इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट हैं वही बनाते हैं और छोड़ के जाते हैं, ऐसा नहीं होता है। ईच ऑफ अस कैन क्रिएट एंड लीव अ लेगेसी बिहाइंड. Not maybe the country, not the world, but at least set of people should always recall, oh, this is what Pragati had left, or this is what Gurdeep, this is what Keshav. Now what I'm trying to say, कि create your create your own legacy and leave behind. Create your own legacy means what? You have certain beliefs in your life, believe in them, create thought process, drive them, and leave them behind. And then you will find that a lot of people will start building on it, or working on it. So learn the concept of what one legacy I can create, and it all depends upon me. I have to think about it. Like for me, today I can share with you, when I meet a lot of people with whom I worked in 2005 to 2010, when I was used to most often used to coin better than yesterday. Even today, when they speak to me, they say, हाँ हमें पता है सुधीर क्या कहेगा, he's better than yesterday. That means somewhere I have created that legacy for myself of my trait. Because if somebody remembers, that means somebody must be practicing also a little bit. So learn the art of, don't think कि महात्मा गांधी या अमेरिका या कोई साइंटिस्ट ही लेगेसी क्रिएट करते हैं. Each of us can create our own legacy. किसी भी समय में जब हम बात करते हैं लीडरशिप की, आई थिंक उसका एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट कैरेक्टरिस्टिक होता है, एंड मोर सो टुडे दीस डेज, मैं कंटिन्यू टू कहूँगा मोर सो दीस डेज, कि अगर आपकी लाइफ में आपसे कोई गलती हुई है या कोई फेलियर हुआ है आपका, वो नोइंगली अननोइंगली जान के तो डेलिबरेटली तो कोई नहीं करता है, बट अगर ऐसा हुआ है, फर्स्ट थिंग हैव द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ एक्सेप्ट इट एंड एक्नॉलेज इट. नॉर्मली आपने देखा होगा लोग क्या करते हैं, दाएं बाएं देखते हैं, दे फाइंड रीजंस टू पिन पॉइंट समबडी और फिक्स समबडी, कि अरे ये इस पर्टिकुलर प्रोसेस की वजह से ये फेलियर हो गया, या ये इस पर्सन की वजह से हो गया, इसने ध्यान नहीं दिया, या इसने ये नहीं किया. People tend to find reason, hide behind reasons, and they don't take ownership. देखिए जो काम आप अच्छा कर रहे हैं ना, उस पर आपको फोकस ज्यादा नहीं करना चाहिए. वो आप करते रहोगे, आगे बढ़ते रहोगे, लोग आपको, पीपल विल रिकॉग्नाइज यू कि यू आर गुड इन डूइंग सर्टेन थिंग्स. बट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, व्हेन समथिंग गोज रॉन्ग, डोंट लुक फॉर एस्केप कोड्स. ओनरशिप लीजिए, पहले एक्सेप्ट कीजिए, एक्नॉलेज कीजिए, उसकी ओनरशिप लीजिए, एंड देन मूव ऑन. नॉर्मली क्या होता है, मूव ऑन बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है इसमें. नॉर्मली क्या क्या होता है कि व्हेन समथिंग गोज रॉन्ग, पीपल स्टार्ट बीटिंग द बुश अराउंड. नाउ एज आई सेड, आप उसको एक्सेप्ट कर लीजिए, एक्नॉलेज करके मूव ऑन, एंड देन लुक इनटू द रूट कॉज कि ये व्हाट डिड गो रॉन्ग, what could have protected us, what could have avoided the situation. Is that something happened and we did not pick up a signal? Now ये सब कब होगा, जब आप एस्केप गोट नहीं ढूंढ रहे हैं. क्योंकि जब आप एस्केप गोट ढूंढ रहे हैं तो आपका इन चीजों, वो फिर एस्केप गोट पर ही आपका फोकस रहेगा कि अब इसको मैं ब्लेम करूं, कैसे करूं, कितना करूं, कब तक करता रहूं. तो बहुत जरूरी है कि आप अगर कभी भी कुछ गलत होता है आपसे, आपके आसपास, उसको एक्सेप्ट करके, एक्नॉलेज करके, फर्स्ट थिंग मूव ऑन. क्योंकि आप ये भी एक चीज देखेंगे कि जब भी कोई गलती होती है, अनलेस यू एक्नॉलेज, people also around you have a reason to keep beating you. They will also want to keep fixing you, because या तो ये है कि उनका एजेंडा है कि जी अब इसको क्योंकि ये मान नहीं रहा तो इसको मनवाओ, और या कुछ some people are also have an agenda to prove you wrong. जब आप एक्सेप्ट कर लेते हो ना, अब सामने वाला क्या करेगा? वे जान लेगा क्या बच्चे की? मैंने कहा ना कि गलती हो गई, लेट्स वर्क ऑन इट, लेट्स लुक इनटू दैट। तो जब आप एक्नॉलेज कर लेते हैं, तो एक तो जो वो इसको हिंदी में बोलते हैं दही बिलोना, वो सब खत्म हो जाता है, एंड यू नो यू गेट टू द नेक्स्ट स्टेप्स। और उसका एक जो फैक्टर होता है वो होता है हमारा मूव ऑन। क्योंकि वहाँ उस सिचुएशन में अटके मत रहिए, डोंट गेट स्टक विद द सिचुएशन, मूव ऑन। And as you move on, please do focus on in the background what went wrong, what could have avoided the situation, were there any signal that were there and we did not pick up. Nothing wrong in acknowledging कि हाँ कुछ ऐसा हुआ, कुछ मैसेज तो आया था, but I think we ignored it. तो कहने का मतलब है कि या आपस में बात करके अपने से बात करिए कि is that by doing something it could have been avoided. तो it is important. और अगर आप सच ईमानदारी से अपने से आप बहुत ईमानदारी रखते हैं, ईमानदारी से आप अपने आप से ईमानदारी रखते हैं, तो अपनी मिस्टेक को केस स्टडी बनाइए। उसके लिए बहुत गट चाहिए होते हैं, बट इट इज नॉट दैट टफ कि इट कांट बी डन। कैन यू मेक योर मिस्टेक एज अ केस स्टडी? मतलब आप मुझे अगर समय देंगे, मैं आपको कम से कम 10 केस स्टडीज बता दूंगा अपनी लाइफ में जहां मैंने गलतियां की हैं, और जहाँ पे शायद मैं भी कभी मैं सफ़र किया, कभी मेरे टीम ने सफ़र किया, कभी मेरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने सफ़र किया। लेकिन उस क्योंकि क्या होता है कि जब आप अपनी मिस्टेक्स को व्हेन यू स्टार्ट मेकिंग देम केस स्टडीज, दो चीज होती हैं। एक तो आप ना वो फिर रिपीट नहीं करेंगे कभी, और दूसरा आपकी अपनी कन्विक्शन आ जाती है कि यस दिस वाज रॉन्ग, एंड आई कैन टेल यू, मतलब मेरे लिए अगर मेरे को प्रगति की कोई या नरेंद्र मोदी की या गांधी जी की या ट्रम्प की कोई मिस्टेक बतानी ना बड़ा आसान है, पर अपनी मिस्टेक को बताना सबसे ज़्यादा मुश्किल होता है। पर मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, जब आप अपनी मिस्टेक बताते हो, जो आप कभी देखना, जो कन्विक्शन आपकी आंखों में आएगी, वो दूसरों की स्टोरी बताने में नहीं आएगी। और जितनी इज्जत आप सामने वाले से तब कमाओगे, you will be respected most when you can tell your own stories of not so successful, or stories of mistake. Yet another thing, mindset के साथ focus, स्पेशली जब हम डिस्ट्रक्टिव वर्ल्ड में रह रहे हैं, डिस्ट्रप्शंस हो रही हैं, डिस्ट्रैक्शंस हैं, तो उस टाइम बहुत जरूरी है कि फोकस हमारा रहे। क्योंकि बहुत छोटे छोटे इंटरप्ट से हमारा जो है फोकस दाएं बाएं हो जाता है, एंड देन वी टेंड टू मूव लेफ्ट राइट सेंटर। We tend to lose our heart, we tend to lose the grip of the situation. तो बहुत जरूरी है कि फोकस जो है, irrespective of scenario situations, you know how do you stay focused. अब मैं जो ये कह रहा हूँ, मुझे पता है कि it is easier said than done, but that's why we are talking about leadership, because leadership has to be apart. You have to be apart, you have to be different like Maggie sauce. Now how can you be different? Only by adapting to certain not so natural traits and master some of them. और फोकस, जब आप माइंडसेट रखना ठीक चाहते हैं, जब आप फोकस रहना चाहते हैं, एक बहुत जरूरी ट्रेट है पॉजिटिविटी। कि हाउ कैन यू रिमेन पॉजिटिव इन एवरी सिचुएशन, ये बहुत जरूरी है। क्योंकि एनीथिंग एंड एवरीथिंग कैन पुल यू डाउन, whether people, situation, processes, anything in the life can pull you down. But how can you find some opportunity in every, it's always said, how do we look at some opportunity in every challenge. तो ये सब बातें मैं मान रहा हूँ और मैं रिपीट कर रहा हूँ कि इट इज easier said than done, but if you really want to be in the leadership mindset, there is no other way but to follow some of these, and you have to evolve. It doesn't happen overnight. ये ऐसा नहीं है कि वो उसकी वैक्सीन है कि शू लगाइए और आप बन गए जी लीडर, ऐसा नहीं होता है। यू इवॉल्व, बट इवॉल्व के लिए आपको माइंडसेट चाहिए, फोकस चाहिए, राइट? एंड देन you should have the company of right people around you. So दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू स्टे पॉजिटिव। और किसी भी चैलेंज में जब आपको कोई चैलेंज आता है उसमें अपॉर्चुनिटी ढूंढिए आप। बिकॉज मैंने तो इस चीज को माना है कि हर अपॉर्चुनिटी में, हर चैलेंज में एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है। आप कोविड को देख लीजिए कि कोविड में जो नुकसान हुआ है वो हुआ है, लेकिन हाउ मेनी न्यू अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैव इमर्ज्ड। तो बहुत जरूरी है कि हाउ वी कैन फाइंड यू नो अपॉर्चुनिटी इन एवरी चैलेंज। और बहुत बहुत ज़रूरी है, अगर आपको लीडर बनना है, यू रियली वांट टू emerge एज अ गुड पर्सन आई एम सेइंग, टेक ओनरशिप। व्हेन यू से टेक ओनरशिप, it has a lot of components to that. I will talk about some of them because there could be a, one is learn the art of having shared vision. Normally आपने देखा होगा people have a tendency to keep things close to the chest, कि नहीं नहीं ये सिक्रेटिव है, अभी नहीं बताऊंगा, अभी नहीं बताऊंगा। मतलब मैं बताने से मना नहीं कर रहा, आई एम नॉट सेइंग नो, बट आई एम आल्सो नॉट टेलिंग। एक अच्छे लीडर की जो क्वालिटी होती है वो सबसे अच्छी होती है, जो भी आपकी टीम है या एक्सटेंडेड टीम है, हैव अ शेयर्ड विजन। बिकॉज अनलेस योर टीम, you have shared your vision with the team, how can you expect your team to perform as per your expectation, which is to meet your vision? It is unfair. Now people actually under the insecurities, they think कि मेरा आइडिया चला जाएगा, they think कि या तो they are in denial mode and then they don't share. Actually either because people are in denial mode or people are insecure, most of those people don't share, कि नहीं नहीं कोई चोरी कर लेगा आइडिया, अरे कोई इसमें आगे निकल जाएगा, and whatever it is. But if you really want to grow and be successful, learn the art of having shared vision. Because unless your people know your vision, how can you accept, how can you expect them to align with you, with your vision, with your perspective, and work with you at the same wavelength? A term manager is quite abused. For me, term manager is quite abused. उसका, if you look at the name itself, manager, मतलब manage, तो उसका बेसिक जो प्रिंसिपल है वही मैनेज करना है। While I think in a in an organization, whether we are in the organization or in the society or in the family or in the our friends work, if we can, each of us can develop certain traits to be mentor or to be a guide. The difference between leader and mentor put together on one side and manager on the other side, जो लीडर होते हैं, जो मेंटर होते हैं, जो गाइड होते हैं, they enable people to grow. Manager tend to manage people and keep them like this under their belt. That's a fundamental difference. And you can, by being trying to manage, you can only think like you are managing, but people who have to grow, they will keep growing. But if you really want to be a leader, you want to lead certain things, be a good mentor. Don't focus on being a good manager, focus on being a good leader, good guide. Enable people to grow. मतलब आई कैन शेयर विद यू, बहुत टाइम पहले मैं एक इंटरव्यू में गया, तो इंटरव्यूअर ने मुझसे पूछा कि वेयर वुड यू लाइक टू बी आफ्टर 5 years, 3 to 5 years. आई स्टिल रिमेंबर, आई टोल्ड हिम आई वुड लाइक टू बी इन योर सीट. ही नेवर सेलेक्टेड मी. अरे बाबा, आई एम सेइंग कि hey, only when you will grow then I will take this seat. Na, he thought that this person wants to replace me. So that's what I'm saying. If you guide people, you take people along rather than keep managing them. That is one trait each of you, if you can learn the art of mentorship, the art of guiding people, art of taking people along with you, develop talent. Because there is a saying, most of you must have heard that, a CEO says that I should hire people in each of the functional area who are better than me. ये कहने की बात है, Lot of people get choked by this. Majority of managers, they get stuck with this. Only few good leaders, they can practice this in their life. So, you must develop talent for, in each of the areas beyond your own talent. You should not be scared of developing talent beyond it, because you have some other talent which you may not know, but people know, and that's the reason you are there. And if you really want to grow as a leader, be a good risk taker, calculated risk taker. आप अगर safe zone में खेलेंगे, so you shouldn't be like overly and aggressively risk taker. Also, you should not be overly and risk averse. So learn the art of uh, taking informed risk, or जिसको हम बोलते हैं calculated risk. But if you don't take risk in your life, you have a challenge. I'm only sharing some of these traits because if you really see, each of these traits may take another an hour to speak on each of the subjects. But I thought I will touch upon and share some of them. Yet another concept I have developed, I have followed, developed तो नहीं मैं कहूँगा, but I have focused on is let go. Power of let go. Learn the art of let go. You must have seen people are very possessive. They want to keep information, they want to keep relationship, they want to keep control close to the chest. Learn the art of let go, because if you really want to grow, you can only grow if logically, through your mentorship, through your guidance, you are developing talent, and you have done all that, but you haven't let go. You still want to do everything. So where are you giving them opportunity to grow, to work? So when you focus on mentorship, when you focus on guidance, when you focus on developing talent, also learn the art and science of let go. That how should you let other people in your team start doing what you have been doing? Only then you will get your bandwidth freed to do something more. नहीं तो वो सुबह शाम वही करते रहते हैं. So if you really want to do something different, you want to grow, let your teams grow. And the mantra for that is be a mentor, be a guide, have the concept of develop talent, and then let go. Learn the art and science of let go for people to grow, and so that you can further grow. Yet another critical aspect of leadership is learn to give credit to people. In open platform, irrespective of your relationship, होता क्या है कि जहां हमारी रिलेशनशिप अच्छी होती है, वहां तो हम बड़े खुल के तारीफें करते हैं, और जहां हमारी रिलेशनशिप थोड़ी सी ठीक ठीक है, नहीं भी है, वहां वी बिकम वेरी कंजर्वेटिव इन गिविंग क्रेडिट टू पीपल. और हम डिनाइल मोड में हम कहते हैं क्या है, ये तो करना ही था, अब मैं ही क्यों बताऊं. बट हैव द करेज to appreciate people in the open forum, in the appropriate forum. Not that कि आप घर की छत पे जाके कोई शोर मचाएंगे, ऐसा नहीं होता है. But in the appropriate forum, learn to appreciate people, give credit to people for due credit. Suppose you have achieved something. जैसे मैं आपको एक छोटा सा example दूंगा. Recently, like one of my colleagues, he brought an opportunity to me. The second colleague then introduced me to the team at the customer site, and then I started working upon this. Now when I was writing the first internal note on this, I can tell you my first line was my sincere thanks to ABC and PQ. ABC for this and PQ are for this. So because people after some couple of lines may not read, so my first line is to give credit, and then you put your whatever you want to write. तो खुले दिल से, not unduly, not unnecessarily, बट जो ड्यू क्रेडिट है वो आप लर्न टू गिव दैट विदाउट मिंसिंग वर्ड्स। कभी कभी हम देना भी चाहते हैं लेकिन हम ना शब्दों की में फिर वो क्या कहते हैं, लालच कर जाते हैं, वी बिकम वेरी माइजर इन चूजिंग द राइट टर्म्स एंड ऑल दैट, बट आई थिंक वन शुड डू दैट। और इन सब चीज़ों में अगर आप देखेंगे तो एक बेसिकली जो चीज़ निकल के आ रही है वो है इनसिक्योरिटी। दोस्तों मैं आपसे बड़े खुले तरीके से विदाउट एनी हेजिटेशन आई कैन से everybody on the earth from birth to death is insecure. First thing. Second, as you achieve higher levels, you become more insecure. Why? Because at one time, maybe let's say I'm a developer in a team of 5,000 people. So, I'm being assessed between 5,000 people. Then I become team lead. So then I'm one among maybe 500. So मेरी visibility थोड़ी सी बढ़ जाती है. Then I become project manager. Maybe I am one among 50. Then I become, the delivery head. Maybe I am one among 5. And a CEO is always a loner. और मैं आपको इसका कारण मैं आपको 2 एग्जांपल दूंगा। जब मैं थॉमसन रॉयटर में था तो आई हैड इवन कन्वीन्ड सेशंस ऑन दिस। आई विल गिव यू 2 एग्जांपल ऑफ इनसिक्योरिटी। You must have observed when the second child comes in the family, the first child become insecure. मेरे टॉय शेयर हो रहे हैं, मेरा फूड शेयर हो रहा है, मेरा रूम शेयर हो रहा है, मेरे पेरेंट्स शेयर हो रहे हैं, एवरीथिंग द चाइल्ड, एक्चुअली नथिंग हैज हैपेंड, द सेकंड चाइल्ड हैज कम, बट फर्स्ट चाइल्ड बिकम इनसिक्योर एंड स्टार्ट थ्रोइंग टैंड्रम्स। तो ये क्या उसको किसी ने इनसिक्योर तो नहीं किया है, बट दिस इज नेचुरल, वो हमारे डीएनए में है। एंड वो आप किसी के घर में पैदा हो जाइए, सेकंड चाइल्ड के आते फर्स्ट चाइल्ड इनसिक्योर होता ही है। वो एक दूसरा आप देखिए, मैं इसका एग्जांपल लेता हूँ। हम 100 200 500 लोगों की बारात लेके लड़के की शादी करते हैं, वी मैरी आवर गाय एंड ब्रिंग अ डॉटर इन लॉ एट होम। नाउ हु बिकम्स इनसिक्योर? मदर इन लॉ। मेरा बेटा छिन गया, नाउ माय सन डजंट हैव टाइम फॉर मी, हिज resources are shared with his wife, his time is shared, he doesn't listen to me. So they are natural traits. So likewise you look at work. The moment you have another new team member from outside, some people who till yesterday were thinking that they are the champion, they become insecure. So it is very important to acknowledge that everybody on the earth, including myself, is insecure, and start working on. Can never be, uh, you can never be not insecure. You will remain insecure. The only thing is that the degree changes. I don't feel insecurity on the petty issues. When I learn, I acknowledge, I start, accepting things and moving on rather than feeling insecure. Because every time you feel insecure, you become negative, you go on the back foot, and you're destructive. So if you really want to be leader, you really want to be a good person, manage your insecurities. Acknowledge that everybody on the earth, including myself, is insecure, and manage your insecurities. If you want some, I have written on some of these topics. I can share the link later, and then you people can go and download and read some of it from there. So I have no problem. I keep writing some of these things in my own way. Last year, I also achieved 3 copyrights. So one was soft skill leads to wisdom, which tomorrow I'm delivering a session on this theme for Ministry of Labor staff for the team members. Second copyright was a manager, always a CEO. And third, I created a concept of my own, which is WANG-AT. WANG-AT means what I'm not good at. So all of you must have heard SWOT analysis: strength, weaknesses, threat, opportunity. When I was delivering training program, I delivered some 12 to 15 programs on soft skills, and we used to talk about SWOT. Then I created a 5th layer called WANG-AT, what I'm not good at. And what I'm not good at is never your weakness. Is never your weakness. What I'm not good at is never your weakness. Your weakness could be, I am short tempered, believe people very fast. Now they are my weaknesses. Or I don't trust people. But what I am not good at normally is situational. Suppose I'm a project manager and I have to now negotiate, and I'm not a good negotiator. But not being a good negotiator is not my weakness. But what I'm not good at is negotiation. So it helps me that if I realize that I'm not a good negotiator and I'm going for a meeting which is expecting some negotiation, I will have somebody with me as a part of my team member, and I will ask that person, inform, shared vision. I will ask that person, when it comes to negotiation, you lead that. So it is a mantra of acknowledging what I'm not good at and then work on a plan B for that or strategy for that. One among the last, I will say, be honest to yourself. लोग कहते हैं you should be loyal and honest to your wife, to your kids, to your family, to your employer, to everybody on the earth. But my mantra is very simple. Just be honest to yourself. हम क्या करते हैं, we get into the business of trying to be honest to everyone and we are never honest to ourselves. So it is very important. Learn the concept of being honest to yourself. Don't remain in denial mode, which is convenient route. Being honest to yourself is easier said than done, but trust me, that helps you a lot. And if you really want to be honest to yourself, keep talking to yourself. Keep talking to yourself. People don't talk to themselves. People talk to everyone else, about everyone else, but they don't talk to themselves about themselves. That is very, very important. And doesn't mean कि आप कोने में जाके बैठ जाइए. ऐसा नहीं होता है. You should find logical mechanism, logical stages to talk to yourself. I think these are the few things I thought, some traits from a soft skill perspective, which I can speak to all of you on the subject of leadership. Because leadership, to conclude, is again mindset. And all these things, what I just shared, some of these things, they certainly play an important role in you being a better human being, better person, and a leader.
Well, thank you so much, sir. This was great. We learned about the various traits that a leader should have. You need to be a focused person, you need to have vision. You should never ignore your achievements and never should stop appreciating the colleagues around you, because the leader is one, but the followers are the millions. Well, we are losing out of the time, but I have got a very good news from the side of my technical team that we can extend more. And there is one question that I think so would be the most important for all of the viewers here. I would want to know about your opinion about the youths who are the leaders and what they should take out from this pandemic, what this pandemic should create, what kind of mindset should be created out of this pandemic, because you need to stay positive at the end. So, what is your advice over it?
So Pragati, as I said, there are so many distractions all around, so much of negativity all around. So it's very important to see what is in it for me, and what is where and how and what I can contribute my 2 cents back even in this tough situation to the system. Because we may not realize today, if I have that attitude of giving my 2 cents back or contribute, I may not realize somebody may be doing it to me. So in times like pandemic, one thing is very, very important. It is easier said than done. Keep your cool. The world is not yet over. At least in India, I can tell you, if you see now, revival is working. We, I was in a panel discussion, I think in October, September, October, on NewsX TV, and I told them that time, okay, according to me, the worst is over. Now they were talking about Diwali time. I said, now on, we only have a good news. So at least in India, for our youth in India, they must have a mindset. Okay, now the worst is over. The recovery is happening much faster than expected. Maybe in certain areas it is still slow, but it is happening at a pace much faster than. And we should realize, okay, at one time when it was almost like looking like a world of no opportunities, we are back with full of opportunities. So it's important to acknowledge the reality, and for that it is very important to talk to people, like-minded people, and talk to yourself. Because when you talk to people, you get all kind of inputs. Then comes the mantra of talking to yourself. Filter all that, and if you have a positive mindset, you are focused, then you start filtering. What happens in these times, people get so distracted, they get so worried that they get into a negativity zone. That, if I always say, if you think a negativity or being concerned, being worried can give you something, stay negative, stay worried, but it doesn't give you anything. So it's important that talk to yourself, know yourself, stay focused. It's a matter of little time, because especially we are in the times of recovery. Now I know my son itself is studying in the second year of MBA from Narsi Munji. So I do understand that when it comes to internship, when it comes to job, it's a challenge. Maybe the salary which we are expecting 100 rupees, now you may be getting 70 rupees. It can happen. But can you change the world? No. By being under pressure, by being negative, you may even miss these opportunities. So whatever has come, and I said especially in India, because now to me our worst is over. We are on the recovery path, and we are doing a V-shape recovery, not even U-shape recovery. Certain sectors are doing V-shape recovery. If you look at our economy, GST collection has been the highest in the last couple of months. Now GST collection is an actual number. It's not a fudge number. It cannot happen unless the business is happening. The inflows of money, investments in the country is at the peak. Certain sectors are already running short on production now. There's a more demand. So sector by sector. So the whole world has not collapsed, especially in India. I think we are on a good note. So the only thing is, stay in the right company. Keep thinking out good things. Stay positive and stay focused. Don't get distracted. I don't know, Pragati, if it answers your point.
Well, it exactly covers all the aspect that I was searching for. I believe the audience out there, the leaders out there must be very motivated because the economy is actually recovering and we are on a growth path. And I believe most of you would be the would be at the highest peak in the coming years. So thank you so much for being with us. I would like to appreciate the student organization Spasmodic because they have given me this opportunity to be with you. So would you please share some words of appreciation for the student organization? It will motivate them a lot.
So Pragati, I think it is very simple. From day one, ever since you connected with me, first thing, you people remained connected with me. And I think not only remain connected just for saying, you are coming and talking. Somehow you were engaging with me about the session. But not only 101, even I know one to many. You are even on the social media and all that. You have been sharing of every session. So that also, always I look at this. Okay, like if I have committed myself for this state, so all that before that is happening. So you have been doing all that, and not that you have kept all the set of people together. And I really don't know how many participants are there in this call, but in today's time of distraction, of people thinking kuch fayda hai nahi hai, if you are able to put so many people together for such conversations, such talks, I think is quite significant. And the one thing, like yesterday evening when I was talking to your colleague, Now, whatever I just said, this person today came on the session and he says, "Okay, we are expected to do this." That means how responsive you are. Otherwise, the simple thing is, okay, let's make a 3-4 person committee team and then do something. But Beavis, when he was, I think is Beavis when he was talking to me. Today he has spoken of that concept. So I think you are very responsive team.
Well, thank you
And
so much. This, yeah,
and
sure, sure.
as I said, if you can trigger that, you when I say create legacy, now you people can create a legacy of trying to create Microsoft and lovely university relationship. Now you may move on, you will move on, but you can create and leave this legacy for times to come. Who created this? This team created. This year batch created. So you have as I said, creating legacy doesn't mean that Gandhiji only can do that or somebody can do that. No, even each of you can do this. So you can create this legacy and leave behind for your teams to follow, to keep it alive.
Thank you so much. This must be very motivating for the whole team. And thank you for saying all these words. I would thank you on the behalf of the team Spasmodic. So I hope that we could meet in the university. We could have a live session very soon in the university, and there would be no time limit. But let's see how pandemic ends and how we are going to be on the recovery path. So this is the end of the session. Thank you so much for joining with us all. Thank you so much to the audience who were really great, who were really engaging. We will be coming with the more sessions like this. Till then, stay better than yesterday. Stay safe, stay positive, and stay at your home. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.